there is a strong connection between the children not going to schools and the child laborers. See, I have many examples where upon rescue, when children come back to the community, their parents say that my children went to school, but there was no proper education there. That's why child left the school. So I see child labor is the second stage. A child, before ending up in child labor, leaves the school. So there is a very strong connection between these two. Even upon rescue, when children come back after months or after years, they are in a position that even if you try to provide them any support to go back to the school, they are not able to join a school. Why? Because the precious time, very productive time, they have lost. I'll give you some of the examples that we find success in stopping their re-trafficking with only those children who come back and their age is such that they can be sent to the school and they can stay in the school and they can acquire the education because their parents feel satisfying that something good to happening to their children. Otherwise, they feel frustrated and they find that it is a waste of time sending children to a school. So better send them out to work. And they say they will acquire a skill with which they can earn livelihood when they grow up. See, the vocational skill building program in India is SAM for child trafficking survivors. Why? Because initially they deprived of education and then you set a certain benchmark, minimum qualification, which they don't qualify. See, the government of India brought down the age from 18 to 16 for such children, but they didn't bring down the age education qualification. I mean, this thing that this is the minimum level of education with which they can work at the workplace. This is completely SAM to the child trafficking survivors. Second thing, I'll repeat, most of my friends have told what is happening at the ground because all are very learned. I get success where either child protection committees are working. I get success in Dr. Nayar's term, recycling of rescue child labor. I get success where child gets back to a school and their parents start supporting them. See what happens? Needless to mention that why such parents want their children to drop a school. You know, child trafficking is something, child labor is something that there is a particular section in India is getting affected. I'll tell you, in Gaya, we have been working with 700. This 700, 500 children come from only one community, that is Musar. And most of them are from Gaya. In Gaya, we have been working with 400 child trafficking survivors. And they don't have any access to education. They are the first generation in their family, but still they're discontinued for some reason. So we need to invest completely in that. I'll tell you what we practice in Gaya. Like, we have been working in 150 places, activating child protection committees. With this, and we opted these 150 places where incidences of child trafficking were high. And these committees successfully helped many rescued children to stay back there. I am telling Nayar sir, why children recycled? Because they become very skilled. Their fingers start working. I say that, why does it happen in recycling? Because the children, there is a demand-driven problem. There are industries which run only on a small fingers. These nimble fingers becomes very expert after months. And once they are rescued, they go back to the children. We need to choke the demand. So there are things, multiple things are at play. But most importantly, I'll tell you at this forum that please work around investing in education. Make sure that every child gets educated. Before rescue and after rescue, a lot of harms happen to our children. Why? Why everyone said that before becoming a victim of trafficking, child leaves a school. So the disconnection starts from a school. So we need to work around that how to make sure that every child of this country gets educated. So that a lot of parents, those who are not educated, they can be easily duped by our traffickers, cannot be duped again with the power of education. I'm telling, we have been practicing child protection committees, and with this child protection committee, we got tremendous success in Gaya. Why? Because upon rescue, when they come back to the community, there should be something to fall back on. I mean, any organizations, I'm not naming any organizations, it has limitation, but the government has its presence everywhere. So does the CPC. multi-layered, right from ward to panchayat to the block to the district to a state. I mean, what is our children are facing upon rescue? It can be addressed so that they don't get re-trafficked. I'll tell you many examples. Upon first we rescued in Chapur, and second FIR we had to lodge in Gaya. Why? Because the same thing. Child trafficking is a demand-driven problem. Our skilled children are in high demand. Oppressors, child traffickers, they know that the particular child who has just come back after rescue, after going through the child juvenile justice process, is at home, and he is an easy prey because no one is behind the child to help them stay at home. So we need to activate CPC. We need to activate SMC, the school management committees also. Why do our schools, fail in having children in their premises? That's a huge challenge. I'm coming back to education. We need to work on education. If we don't work on education, we work around that, our children will go to the work. We need to work on education. We need to work on prosecution. Let's prosecute. Every person who is trafficking our children, prosecute.